Hey, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Rojo from a convict's perspective. What are we doing, Flacco? Are we smashing?
We dashing,
Just sliding on through?
sliding on through. A little bit of energy, man.
That's right. That's right. As you can see, we got a special guest, man. Maybe Flacco will introduce him to you one time.
We got the homie from A Prisoner's Awakening, man. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
He's gonna go by the name of L. You know what I mean? He just started his channel, man. He's been in the system. He was in the system for a long time, 13 years, man. A Sureno from down south, man. Let us know a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from?
Okay, so um, I'm from Santana, from Orange County, down south. I'm a Sureno, ex-Sureno, from Logan Park, Logan Street. For those of you from my county, you guys will be familiar with that neighborhood. One of the oldest neighborhoods, if not the oldest neighborhood in the city in the whole county. Yeah, as you said, I grew up my whole life institutionalized from the age of 13 and up. My last term was 15 years. Maxed out on that, and then before that, I was in the county a few times. Spent all my teenage years at juvenile hall, bro. You know, just doing the whole Sureno gang member thing and all that stuff.
So, what was your controlling case that you first went to prison over?
Okay, so my controlling case was attempted murder. That was my original charge was conspiracy to commit murder, because I went over there with the intent to kill somebody for the benefit of the gang. So I had the conspiracy, and then I had the gang enhancements and all that. So I was looking at a wash-up case, a light case. Um, so yeah, I ended up getting 15 years, shooting up the dude several times, all up in his body, um, and thank God for me, my witnesses on my case, my main victim slash witness, bro. Uh, 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 he right before I started my trial, I was in the county jail for 3 years fighting my case, and right before I started my trial and I started picking my jury, uh, they deported him. You know, ICE deported the dude, and we didn't know that. My lawyer didn't know that until that day, and all of a sudden the DA wanted to postpone. And I had been postponing 3 months at a time at the time for 3 years. You know, you're just sitting there waiting. You know, I know I'm gonna get live, but we just postpone to see what happens. So yeah, bro. Luckily, we postponed for 3 years. This dude gets deported, and they had no witness. It was only him telling on me. You know, so that basically that day, I told my attorney, I'm not postponing nothing. We're gonna go on a speedy trial. 60 days, I'm out of here. I'm tired of the county jail. Let's go. You know, if you're gonna break me off, let's do it. So luckily, you know, thank the man upstairs, whichever one he is. Uh, uh, um, Long story short on that, they came 30 years, 25 years, 20 years. I thought, look, I'll take 15 years. That's what I'll take, you know, or else we're going to trial. They didn't have no witness, right? I bluffed them. You know, I was nervous as fuck inside, you know. You're playing with your life, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was ready to take 25, even 30 with the L, without the L, because I have a chance at least, you know. But like I bluffed them. I said, fuck it, you know, let's do this. And yeah, bro, I was blessed. I got 15 years. And you know, and I was even blessed further for being in there for all the shit that I went in through the prison system to just being able to max out, you know, not catch a new case.
So you entered the prison system around 2006, right?
Yeah,
What
late
was it like for
2006.
you?
Yeah.
I mean, coming in as a young Sureno hitting the system, man. I mean, what was your first experience, man, being an active Sureno in the prison yards?
Okay, so first bad experience was that fucking long ass bus ride, right? I know I had heard about those bus rides and shit. I wasn't looking forward to it. That hard
Where'd they
ass
send you?
fucking to Wasco. To Wasco. It's not even a long drive from Orange County. It's maybe like 4 or 5 hours max, you know. But you know, I never really been freaking cross country or nothing like that on a hard ass bus with that freaking black
Shackles.
box, bro. That shit's no joke. You know, and I've had longer trips since then. But yeah, that was my first experience. So bad experience going up there. So yeah, then I get to reception. I got to reception in Wasco, and I already knew more or less, you know, we're on site with the Bulldogs. You know, that's just what it is. You know, so that was my first, I guess, feeling apprehension going up there and just kind of just having a mental game plan in my mind. Like, okay, cool. You know, I don't know what these dudes look like. I never seen a Bulldog in my life. You know, because I'm from down south. You know, I'm a young kid, grew up down there. We beef it with each other down there, bro. Unfortunately, you know, so I know what we look like, but I don't know what they look like. So yeah, I can't even say which was what the first bulldog looked like that I ever seen, but I could tell you by the time I left there, I knew what it looked like. So, anyways, I get to reception, I get to R, and we go through the whole thing. And yeah, they kept it coastfully segregated, so there was no issues there. And then I ended up in D yard. I go to D yard, And for those of you that are not familiar or familiar with Duasco, A Yard is like the level 3 main line at the time. They used to have Con Air over there. They used to send dudes a 3 block. They were going out of state. And then they got the C Yard was level 2. It's all dorms. And then D Yard was where all the dudes, because this is reception, was all the dudes with the life cases and up. Anybody with 15 plus years violent cases were going to D Yard, and that's where they had bulldogs there too. They had them dudes on the bottom tier with the blacks, and then we were on the top tier with the white boys and the paisas. So I get to D4, I get there, one of my cellies, and yeah, like I was alluding to you earlier, them dudes are really their whole little get down was really disrespectful to us, and that's not to knock them or to even say to pump anybody's case. This I'm just strictly telling my story. It's not to promote one gang or the other. This gang's beneath us or nothing like that. I'm just stating facts. So they were really disrespectful to us in the door. They used to yell out on the doors because we were at war with these dudes. So yeah, so they used to sit there and disrespect us off the side of the door, and I already knew that the COs, bro, we had already we were already privy to the information that the COs be popping the doors on purpose, cracking our doors,
Yeah.
their doors, so we could get our money. They knew we were on site because the COs didn't like that. They didn't like them because sometimes the CO just wants to come into work and sleep, bro. Kick their fucking legs up and go to sleep. You guys seen them dudes,
Yeah.
And when you got somebody whooping and barking out the door and talking shit all day, they can't sleep. So at the very minimum, they didn't like some of these dudes, so they would pop them doors open on purpose so we could get them, or at the very least see fights, kind of reminiscent of the gladiator fights in Corcoran and all that. You guys already know about that,
Right.
So yeah, it took about a month and a half, I want to say, and they ended up cracking the door. Me and one of my neighbors. I had a celly at the time. My neighbor was single cell. You guys already know what gets you in single cell. There's only a few situations could get you single celled. Yeah, he was still active, obviously. But the bulldogs were showering. A couple of them dudes were showering, and we ran out there. They were asshole naked, and we we let them have it, bro. We let them have it. See, the thing about it is that you could get there and be the most humble guy, but by the time you're done listening to these dudes for a month, you want to get somebody, bro. Like you said, like we talk about the doors. You want to get so they make it easy on you, So it's like, oh. So yeah, I went to then and they sent me over to D6 and the oil, and right there, and so we beat our case. It was, I spent the whole 90 days of freaking simple battery on the inmate at the time. And we beat our case out of the 115 because it was the cop's fault. He cracked the door open, so the captain just ended up dismissing that shit. But we did the whole shoe, with the whole little bullshit ass shoe term. So yeah, I caught my bag, and then I ended up going to Centinela State Prison, bro, on the 270 on C Yard over there, on the 4 yard, and yeah, that was my first reception initial experience, bro, in prison. That was like the very beginning, bro.
Let me ask you a question, right? I'm pretty sure you've heard of Norteños and NF has a chain of command, right?
Yeah.
How did the Surenos operate on a main line without a metal being there?
Well, okay, so I guess in the county jail, sometimes you're not in contact with the individuals, but we already know the rules, we know the structure, so we could navigate ourselves and navigate ourselves and conduct ourselves how we're supposed to with whatever rules, and that's how we hold each other in line. Well, in prison, it's very rare, bro, if somebody has a yard without the blessing of a señor, which a Mexican mafia member. Back when they were still validated and stuck in the shoe, you always had the process just was like you guys, the same thing. It was just a lot slower, bro. You either had to get the hold through a secretary, then he had a way to have a family member go visit him, get word to him, or through a kite. Sometimes you had to wait months for a kite to get from Pelican Bay down on the bus on the chain. So it's the same thing, bro. Same communication. They usually it's somebody that had the control of the yard. He had the yard for a certain member, and it was all sanctioned. It was all verified and yeah.
So they didn't have like a council or a mesa, nothing like that?
Okay. As far as that, yeah. Okay, so before these dudes got kicked out in 2013, or 2014, shortly after, there was the mesa system. There were usually about 3 to 4 meseros, and The one that had the yard, the main mesero that had the yard, was whoever he was working for. That was his yard. But the other three meseros, they could at sometimes either be working for the same individual or different senores, you know, and
Mm.
working in conjunction, you know, in support of each other. But that was the main dude's yard, you know, and that was very clear, you know. But they were all plugged in with somebody, and it was a thing where uh, if somebody broke the rules or somebody needed to get got, it wasn't up to one dude no more. That's why they changed it before. Before it was just a one shot caller and one that. And I don't know what year that was. That was before mine, shortly before I went to prison. So what I experienced was already the mesa system, and it did that so that dudes wouldn't get drunk on their power, and there would be a four guy checks and balances type of system. You know, if all four had to approve. You know, sometimes all four of them didn't approve, and the main dude is like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take it upon myself." Falls back on me, falls back on me, type shit. You know, and that dude will get
Yeah.
just blasted, and that was that, you know. But yeah, that's what it was. Of usually 3 or 4 dudes, and they used to operate everything from all the dope coming in to whoever needed to get got and whoever was gonna do the deed, you know.
So I got another question too, right? You know, you know about the NF politics, Norteño politics. You know, there's colecha, education, and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
teach history. Um, do you guys have any type of system of like rules that you guys have, set rules for every Sureno? Do you guys have any education that you guys offer to school people?
Okay, so no, we have a structure as far as Sureno. The SUD stands for Soldier Under Recognition. There's a process of you, I guess, climbing the ranks. It's not like it's not like a process where if you do A, B, and C, then you're gonna become D, which is a made member. That's not how it goes. There's just a set rules process as far as being a soldado, being a sureño, like I said, soldier under recognition, and you have a certain set of rules as far as your hands always raised. You know, you can never say no to a jalea pegada. You know, the exercising things. You know, keep your body in shape. You know, just anything to do with the warrior, bro. But as far as the education, no, we don't have no mandatory rules to where we had to educate ourselves or learn Nawa or none of that. It was more of a free. We were more of a free state in the sense where we had a lot of like me myself included. I've read some of the greatest philosophers in history, bro. From when I couldn't understand what the hell I was reading in 1920 to when I got older, I was like, oh shit, okay, you know. And then I finally understood the Baltasar Gracianes and the Plato's and the Socrates. That's
Yeah.
more
Uh,
that's more government politics
but like, no,
and
like say like the NF will teach its Norteños. They'll teach them the history between the NF and MA and Norteños
no,
and Surenos. Do you
yeah.
guys have any OGs that are lacing you guys up, giving your guys' version of the history?
Yeah, it's nothing formal like, hey, this is our system and we have to go through it, and certain indoctrination. But it happens. It happens by default, bro. Obviously, we're gonna ask questions like Norteño, this and that, and then if there's an older homie that's already been in the system, he's gonna let you know the whole why we're at war, you know, because he's caution. It's a story of caution, right? Like we've gone at it with the dudes for so long, and then he'll share whatever he knows, you know, whatever's been bestowed upon him by his predecessor as far as older homie or whatever role model we had, you know. So like I said, we don't have a certain thing or you come into this unit and then you go through a certain curriculum. No, we don't have nothing like that, but it happens by default. You know, we do lace each other
Yeah.
up. We do the klechas there, bro. Everybody gets, and the only thing that we do have as a I don't even want to say rule, but as like a certain policy is ask questions. You're allowed to ask any question. Obviously, like Rocco said, we were talking earlier, like just be cautious, you know, on what you ask, you know, because not everybody likes to be questioned. You know, but when it comes to history and protocol, when we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do, that was always welcome, bro. That was always like, oh yeah, we need to lace you up, you know. And sometimes it was depending on who had the pad and where he's been and what kind of clecha he had. He would encourage the homies like, hey, lace your celly up, bro. You know, you're a good dude. You know what's up, lace him up, bro. You know, especially the youngsters coming in.
Hey, I got one for you, man. We did a episode recently on green light gangs. Essentially, are there any hoods down south, to your knowledge, that are still green, have the green light on them for the whole tax thing, whatever?
Okay, so like I said on my channel, on some of my videos, I could only speak on what I could speak on, right? And that's
Yeah.
not like I'll speak on anything. I'm not. I don't mean like, oh, I'm not gonna touch that topic. Nah, bro. I'll touch any topic. What I mean is what I know, what I have knowledge of,
Right.
and I don't know what happens in LA. I don't know. I can't. But, we all know the maravillas and the Mongols and things like that. Everybody knows why they were green light and shit like that. So to my knowledge, there is gangs that are green lighted, bro. But it just like for example, in Orange County, there was this gang in Anaheim called Anaheim Pauline Street, and them dudes had killed a relative of one of the Mexican mafia members, you know, and they were green lighted for a very long time, and it might even be because there's a few instances, and it's been a long time. It might have even been that he slapped up one of his nieces or even raped her or something like that. It was something very serious. But they had the green light for a very long time, bro. Every time they hit the county, and this was just in Orange County because it was an Orange County senor. So when he got to the prison system, they weren't green lighted in prison, you know. And a lot of these dudes had issues because they locked it up and they see the ones that locked it up, the PC'd up, they were no good. But then the county jail segregated. They mandatory. It was a mandatory segregation to them. You know, so when they got to prison, it was like, hey, why were you in isolation? Oh, the county put me in that shit. I didn't PC up. So they were able to walk the yards in prison because, depending on the yard, whoever's yard, that's county shit. That's how they would refer to it. That's county shit. That's your senor in the county. That has no credence over here, unless you did something against the organization itself. Then yeah, you're fucking green lighted everywhere, bro. But yeah, no, yeah, that's one of the instances I know that the senor has a discretion to green light whatever neighborhood he wants to green light in his county, in his territory, in his domain.
So, you did a lot of time, right? So I have a couple questions about you during your time. How many pegadas, how many riots were you involved in?
How many riots? I'm lucky to say, bro, I was only involved in one riot, one major riot, bro, and it was in Centinela on CR with the blacks. It got pretty ugly. As far as pegadas, I did 3 pegadas myself. Two of them I didn't get caught. One of them I got caught, and then I did no weapon or nothing. Got it lowered to mitigated it to a battery with the weapon, which I got lucky. So did a 24-month shoe, nothing major.
No DA referral though.
No DA referral, bro, because they didn't find a weapon. And I was blessed. Like I said, I'm blessed to just have them maxed out. We all get the paper DA referral, but it was a DA rejection. And so you sit there for sometimes up to almost, they got up to a year, sometimes. And if it's attempted murder, they don't got no statute of limitations. But when they say
they got 3. They got 3 on a felony.
So okay, what was the riot with the blacks over? What was the riot with the blacks over?
It was spontaneous. It was somebody drunk on the yard and just kicked off.
Oh, someone one-on-one just kicked everything off?
Yeah, kicked off everything off. Obviously you see a homie fighting with the black, it's not gonna happen, So yeah, that's follow suit, and then that's what happened.
My next question is gonna be about the end all hostilities. The hunger strike. You participate in that.
Yes.
How did
for to interrupt you before you keep going on that to finish on as far as the thing. I also the other ones were my other highlights that I did 5 battery on inmates, and I got 115s for all of them. 9 days each, whatever mitigating factors. But pegadas, I only got caught for 1, and I did 2 on the side that I didn't pay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I want to talk about the hunger strikes.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that? I mean, how did they communicate that to you guys? I mean, what was the plan of operations for that?
Well, honestly, we didn't really, because even though, I was a Sureno and, I was putting in my work and whatever, I specifically and on purpose stayed away from the politics and being privy to a lot of the shit that was going on. So if you're on a yard long enough, you know why this happened through word of mouth. You walk to chow or your neighbor, the porter's like, what happened? He will either tell you what happens or no. You'll hear about it. It'll trickle. The gossip, it goes around, bro. But as far as me being involved in a mesa or nothing, I think SADF was the only situation where I was involved with the mesa, and I didn't get a seat. I didn't get involved to that extent. I was just singing dope and shit like that. And I was offered a seat, and offered a plug-in and all that shit. But I declined. I respectfully declined because, bro, I seen everybody getting validated. I'm good, you know. And I was always fortunate enough to have a brother and my uncle and my pops tell me, don't get involved in the politics, bro. Uh, you could do everything right, bro. For those of you listening, and you know, you could do everything right. And anybody thinking of joining, say somebody, because somebody with a cell phone is probably listening to us in prison right now. You could do everything right and still be wrong at the end of the day. Just remember that. You know, politics
Yeah.
are very treacherous. You know, they're super treacherous. I've seen some of the best motherfuckers fall and some of the worst motherfuckers fall that I was happy they fell because they were snakes, bro. They were power hungry ass dictators and they were, you know, tyranny, bro. So that's why I never got involved. I decided just to be a soldado, put in my work when I had to put in my work, breeze through because, you know, I didn't have life, bro. But when I went up there, my mentality was like I had life because I did all my time on the level fours, bro. So I didn't have a celly that didn't have life, bro. You know, so I didn't have a choice but to have the mentality like, fuck it, I'll get out when I get out. You know, that shit ain't promised to me. You know, I'm not trying to get life, bro. I'm not stupid. You know, I'm not trying to do this or that. You know, so I raised my hand fairly quick. The reason I have 5 battery on inmates is because whenever there wasn't a pegada and it was just somebody need to get touched up, I would raise my hand right away so that I could get that, so that they could give me that quebrada. I'm not having to do a pegada if it's coming up or something. That way, if somebody was coming up,
Smart.
it's like, oh, we just went on a battery, so now he's good. You know, that type of shit. That's why I decided to do that. But eventually,
There you
15 years, I can't dodge every pegada, right? So the
Yeah.
way we did it was a cleanup and Sentinela, when I did I blasted 2 dudes. It was a cleanup crew type shit. I blasted the dude 3 or 4 times, and then 2 dudes came in to clean it up and beat the shit out of him. You know,
Same thing
and
we do.
yeah. Okay,
Same
so
thing,
so
bro.
the 2 that I did off the record, and they were caught for God, thank God, and nobody told on me. Those, and then obviously, then the third one, I just couldn't get away. I was in a position where only I could get to the dude, and unfortunately, you know, I was gonna get caught no matter what. So, and I handled my business, and that was that. But yeah, I stayed away from the politics because I didn't want to be stuck in the shoe, bro. Validated. So going back to the original question, full circle, we weren't really privy to the lawsuit. I mean, we knew there was a lawsuit going on, and there was a coordinated effort between all the races in the short corridor and all that was going on, right? So I didn't know that, and a lot of this is hindsight because at the time I really didn't know too many details. All I knew is that we had to starve ourselves so that they could get out of the shoe, you know. And I remember thinking at the time, bro, because like I said, I'm a student of history, military history, and it's philosophy specifically, right? Like politics. And I thought it was a brilliant move that these dudes are doing it through a pacifist type of method. You know, them cell extractions ain't working, bro. You know, blasting 3 captains and a freaking lieutenant is not gonna work, bro. That just gives them the excuse. Look, see, these criminals are violent. Why are we gonna let these dudes out? You know? And it finally took, I would have guessed, this would be my guess, because I don't know the details. And it finally took one of the blacks, you know, legal beagled it up, you know, did it the smart way, because them dudes have been
Yeah.
revolutionary for a very long time, you know, with the George Jacksons and all that, you know, they've always been a step ahead of the curve of our people, in my opinion, because, you know, they do everything through the law, bro. You know, they push that paperwork and they do that the right way, you know. And so my respects to them for that. So it finally took enough of a evolution from the old school mentality to the new school mentality in the MA for them to be able to accept that coordination and you know, get in cahoots and fuck it, go against the man. Because you got to go against CDC, bro. You know, that's the fight. Fuck fucking fighting against each other. We're just kidding each other, bro. You know, how many times is the door gonna crack, bro? And a northerner freaking rushes me, tries to kill me, and I try to kill him. After a while, I was like, damn, these was are with the business. They're just like us, you know. And I got a good story, bro, on one of the norteños in Sad and I'll say that for another time for my channel, for you guys, whatever, you know, you guys just let me know. One of the most solid northerners I've ever had the privilege and the misfortune of running into, you know. And that fool, I gotta say about him is I don't know his name, bro. But anybody who was in SADF at the time and knows about the incident, please, you know, let us know what his name is when I do tell the story, because you know
Did you get
that dude
did you get
disadvantaged.
stabbed?
No, I didn't get blasted. No, I didn't get blasted. I almost did. He came at me. He came at me with a knife. I was handcuffed behind my back, bro, because we were on lockdown. I didn't know I could kick so high, bro. Like, because he was handcuffed
Oh
himself.
wow.
He get it to the front, right?
I didn't know
I've
that
never
was I didn't know that was acceptable,
was that.
bro. Hitting someone
So
when they're handcuffed.
it
No,
all
yeah,
depends on where you're at, the situations
Yeah,
that's going down, who's in charge, bro. Just like anything else, man.
it's a trip that you said that, Flocks, because at the time, I guess we let our guard down at the time. Okay, so let me go ahead and tell the story. I'm just gonna tell it. Um, so we had just kicked it off, and I'll tell you the whole thing that I was telling you. Story. This literally is it's connected to the riot that kicked off. We had just kicked it off. So this dude in his mind, he's seen us hurt your guys' people or the Northerners people so bad that his heart, he wanted us, bro. He wanted us. So what ended up happening was we were all getting escorted, handcuffed everywhere, bro. You know how it is. Some dudes got waist chains, most of us got behind the back. So we get to medical. We get to medical right there on C or the SAT F. And it's packed, bro. It's freaking packed. And yeah, we get in there, and usually we're encouraged to shake everybody's hand. That way we know who's who, you know. Not necessarily because we think they're gonna mix somebody up or not, but just because you just, hey, what's up, homie? What's your name? Or "Hey, mucho gusto," that type of shit. Even though we're Surenos and we're, that doesn't mean we know each other, bro. A lot of us we don't know each other. Especially if you
yeah,
go in the medical in the upper yard. In the 180s, it's real segregated, bro. So if you're on lockdown, you're only going to see the dudes in your sections forever, unless you go to some a medical long enough to know who's an A and B section. Especially if they're just taking block at a time. So I get there, bro, and the first hand I shake was home somebody from my county. So right away, I didn't even shake everybody's hand because, oh, what's up, homeboy, this and that. We start shooting the breeze and talking about the hometown, because there was dudes from my county, but you already know how it is. You find somebody from your area,
yeah.
it's just different, bro. Somebody right there, oh, what's up? Do you know so and so? And you start chopping it up. So, and this is a true story, bro. So I'm facing the bench, and the bars are to my back, right? And then the wall's next to me, and then in the right side is the toilet, bro, with the little wall that covers the toilet and shit. When you try to take a shit, there was this dude to the left side that was on the bench, bro. The dude farted. He farted, right? And he excused himself. And he said, "Oh shit, Spencer, respectful, everything." Walked over to the toilet. Didn't think nothing of it. In my mind, I'm like, this was stupid. You trying to smell your ass. But anyways, I kept talking to the homie, right? Within a minute or two, I really can't say. It must have been like a minute, bro, 30 seconds. I don't know. I heard a little commotion, bro. And then I turned to look. I'm handcuffed to my back, bro. I turn to look. The homie goes this way. And I just see that. I see that fool coming at me like this with a fucking knife and handcuffed coming at me. So I just backed up to the
Oh
bars,
wow.
grabbed the bars with my hand, and I must have made Bruce Lee proud, bro. If you would have seen me, dog, I didn't know I could kick so high, So I kicked that motherfucker in his hands, bro, and he backed up. Thankfully he backed up, but he had already could say
Hey,
so.
so when he
Here's what he
farted,
did.
he was dropping that piece, huh?
Okay, look, yeah, this dude was put in a tank with 12 Surenos, and it was only him. It was 12 of us and one of him in that tank, bro. Because they were mixing us up. It's sad if it just wasn't known to do that. What had happened was in the morning, we went in the afternoon. In the morning, they took the norteños to medical. They got all the appointments out the way. He slipped between the cracks. He was one of the last ones. The chain left before they took him. He was still in the doctor. And then so they put him in the tank afterwards, and it was just him. So I don't know what he said or what he didn't say for them to leave him there, or maybe they just forgot him or whatever. I don't know the details of that because I just don't know. You know, but in some way, somehow, bro, they bring the afternoon shift, which it was us, and they put all of us in that tank, bro. And I gave it to him because he could have easily said, "Hey, no." So something tells me that he wanted to be there, bro. Something tells me that he wanted to be there. And that shit takes fucking heart, bro. And it's one of the oldest saying that I love. There could be no bravery or courage without fear, bro. You know, all of us know what fear feels like, and there could literally be no bravery without or courage without fear, bro. So I
Yep.
know there was fear in that man's heart, but there was more courage and bravery that day, bro. And like I said, I'm not trying to pump up one case or another, or because there's cases of bravery on both sides, bro, on every race, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is just something that I experienced with this man, and so okay, so yeah, so he had already stabbed, sliced up the homie from 18th Street, Shorty from 18th Street. He sliced his whole fucking forehead because the homie had 18th Street on his forehead. So I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but he sliced his forehead, and then he hit the other homie, but he barely grazed him in the face because the homie was able to. He had already seen him stab the other dude, you know, and in his shock, you know, he was able to recover in time, and so they just grazed him. It was a homie from IE. I don't know his name. I think from Colton somewhere. I'm not sure. So by the time that he got to me, I would have been the third one he was gonna stab. But I kicked him, so by that time he jumped back and got ready for us to rush him because he knew we were gonna rush him. He ain't stupid, bro. You know, he knows the business. So he jumps back, flushes the piece, and then we recover. The homie that I was talking to from Anaheim, he was from Anaheim. He came off his cuffs, and by the time it was all said and done, bro, it was like there was like 4 or 5 of us on him. And keep in mind that at the time, I thought it was a homie. I thought it was a camarada. I thought it was a Sureno just J-catting out, bro. You know, I don't know why he was doing what he was doing, but in my mind, it didn't compute that, hey, there's a northerner in here, you know, because they just weren't doing that, bro, you know? So I'm thinking it's a J-cat just spazzing out and coming after me. At that point, it doesn't matter because we have that policy. We can't fight each other, right? Unless we're going to stab each other and, you know, you got something coming after that, something very severe. So it better be serious. So at that point, if you attack me, I'm no longer getting in trouble because I'm defending myself, you know, and there's no fault of my own why this dude is attacking me, you know. So at that point, I'm good. I have the green light to defend myself and I won't get in trouble. So I wasn't even tripping. So we went back there, stomped him out, did all that good stuff. We did. I doubt that we did any real damage to him, bro. Most of the homies were just kicking him because we were handcuffed. Only the homie from Anaheim was able to get off his handcuff, and he broke his hand in the process. You know, slagging out, he broke his hand in the process. Uh, uh, um, so yeah, that happened. We got sprayed the fuck up. There was a slip and slide contest in that motherfucker. They must have fucking emptied out like 10 canisters of mace. And you guys know that blue canister shit, bro. That shit has sucked the air out of your lungs, bro. you know,
No joke.
you can't breathe for like a
The
good
whole
10 seconds,
the whole pot coughing, bro. Still had the
bro.
whole pot coughing.
Yeah, that you freaking you start panicking for a little bit because you can't breathe, but then you get that fresh breath of air after 10 seconds, then you're good. Now you're just burning, you know. But yeah, bro, that's that food. That dude handled his business that day, and they pulled all of us out. You know, did the incident report, did all that stuff, and yeah, bro, that was a little side story of just that individual. If anybody's familiar with that story, it happened. It must have happened in 2009, June, July, maybe July or August, one of those 2 months, maybe a little further, but it's in that within that realm. That's when it happened. The dude was in 4 block on C yard and Sat F, bro. He wasn't a lower tier. He actually was in my freaking pod bag. I didn't
So
even know.
so so I I know you left not active, right? What year did you become not active?
I dropped out, bro, on 2017, bro. 2017.
So you were out there when the end of hostilities ever got released, huh?
Yeah, no, yeah. I was on the yard for years with the members, the A
How was that?
beers.
I mean, were you guys out
Um,
there coexisting? Was it a whole different atmosphere? How was it?
well, I mean, aside from the power, and that's not insignificant. I'm downplaying that, but they're just regular dudes, bro. You know, they're regular dudes. Some of them are more
No,
serious
I
than
mean, but
others.
like the relationships between Norteños and Surenos. How was that
Oh,
when
okay.
they got out there?
Okay. So I was only able to be on the main line with the members in Kern Batty. So we didn't have no nuestra familia or no northerners. To this day, I've never met a nuestra familia member personally. Only in the shoot, but I not you know. But yeah. So I was only there with the A beers, some group BGF, and then Mexican mafia. That's I
Okay,
was there with
okay.
Todd Asker. Actually. I fucking sold
Oh,
dope to
all
Todd
right.
Asker. Yeah, he was on my same town. He was in B section. I was in A section and shit.
You're not the
He
one
was
that
right
gave that dope where he tripped out, right?
there.
Hey, so
No,
go
I
ahead.
mean, I was there. I was there when it happened. I think I had just barely checked in when that incident happened, and I think they had him asshole naked on Suicide Watch and freaking and CTC and shit. Somebody told me about that shit. That shit was crazy, but I got another story of that dude too. But yeah, I mean, good dude. I mean, He wasn't a J cat or nothing like that when I met him. And then that other dude Frank, very vicious, very vicious man, bro. He was an Aryan Brotherhood too. There was a couple of them on the yard, but those are the main two ones that I used to conversate with. But yeah.
Okay, so I got our last thing, right? Because I know you got a lot of these stories we're gonna be doing on your channel. So let's go into your channel. What is the channel gonna be about? What is your mission?
Okay, so this is my mission. So just to give you guys a brief history, um, it took, by the time I checked in, bro, I didn't believe in my cause no more. I didn't believe in the violence no more. I didn't believe in none of that shit. I was tired of it, bro. I was cool. You know, if you rush me, I have to handle my business. I'm still gonna do it, but I'm burned out. You know, when you do too much too fast, bro, or even for a lengthy amount of time, I did that shit for a long time, bro. And then I'm talking about from the streets to the halls fighting and everything, bro. You know, so you could only do that shit for so long before you get burned out. You know, a good 20 years. But yeah, so by the time when I left to Hatchipishu, I was actually one of the last ones that left to Hatchipishu when they closed it down. You know, I get over to Kern Valley, and yeah, I had already told myself like I'm not picking up no more time. I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. You know, I got 2 years to the pad, 2 years to the house, 2 years that I didn't have before. All my good time credits left. My last year that I had good time, that was gone with that battery one, with the weapon. It was gone. You know, I was maxed out. So I was like, I'm not cashing no more time. This shit is these dudes ain't worth it. You know, so many dudes freaking checking in, all that. And not to mention some very key figures in my neighborhood that checked in at the time. So I was honestly, bro, I was disillusioned. I was like, man, you know what? What am I fighting for this shit for? No, this is dead, bro. The way this is going, it's done, you know. So by the time they asked me to take on my celly, you know, and they asked me as a favor, as an honor, like it was an honor for me, you know, and it would have been if I was on the still mentality, like fuck it, you know, that would have propelled me if indeed I wanted to some years down the line, wanted to become one of them dudes, you know, one of the members. That would have helped me out a lot, take on my celly without question. But you guys already know what that entails. You got a RICO
Yeah,
act coming your way. You know, you're never gonna get out though. You know, so yeah, I just wasn't ready to pay that price no more, bro. And plus, I have a 17-year-old daughter that at the time I was really connected with, and she was always in the back of my mind my whole term, bro. And you know, I just got tired of feeling guilty, tired of you know depriving her of her dad. You know, and so it was a culmination and accumulation of a lot of things, bro. But yeah, like I said, by the time they asked me to do that, I was ready to go. I still thought about it for 3 days. That's how ingrained my neighborhood and my political career was in my mind. Not to mention that my brother's still active, and we've always been like this. We've always done everything to the fullest, and we've been in each other's lives like this, doing the damn thing, both of us. Every time they spoke about us in the system, it always was with me and him with our names in conjunction, bro. You know, that's the brothers right there. You know, that's two dudes. Yeah, do everything good about us. You know, so that weighed heavily in my heart, bro, for 3 days. And I finally said, nah, I can't do it, bro. I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life in here. Not for that. Maybe for a cause I could believe in when I first came in, but nah. I had already seen the favoritism, the deception, you know, what you guys already know, you know.
yeah,
So the decision to drop out because of the cost was an easy one, but the decision of the disappointing my brother and throwing away everything that I worked for, that was the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life, you know. And I sat in the back, depressed as fuck, for like fucking for a few months, bro. You know, and I sat back there for like 6 months. Even though you don't have to debrief no more. So the sergeant, his name is Dominguez. That motherfucker had it out for me. He wanted me to give up one cell phone. He's like, give me one cell phone, and I kick you out to D. Or, you know, I was like, I'm not gonna give you nothing. You know, you guys are on. I left on the search anyways. You know, you guys are gonna find it. You guys are searching. You know, and I told him, and you know, I've always had a way with words. So it's just like they were asking me questions. Like, look, bro, I can't tell you anything you don't already know. They're dropping kites in A block left and right on a senor that was fucking treacherous. You know, so why are you asking me shit for? You know, look at my record. I've only put in work. I only got a kite dropped on me once, bro. IGI only hit myself one time, bro, and that's when I was inside of slinging drugs. But I never for political reasons, you know. So I told them I used their own knowledge on them, you know, like, bro, it's in my file. I'm not affiliated, bro. I never was even validated, you know. All my shoe terms is because I put in work, you know. So The other ones just left. They took off. They were gone. But it was just that one sergeant that was nah. You're gonna give up one cell phone. He was trying to break me. He was trying to strip me of my dignity of telling on somebody. He just wanted that, bro. And I didn't give it to him. And then at the end, he's like, all right, you know what? We're just gonna transfer you to SADF. To the general population over there. I told him, yeah, go ahead. If you do, I'll sue the fuck out of you because you're threatening my life. You know that if I go on those yards after I check them, they're gonna kill me. I'm literally gonna sue your ass. And after that, I went to committee 2 weeks later, and they kicked me out to DR. So it's just a matter of using your wit, and holding your own. I've done whole time. I mean, in reality, I could have been like, okay, Cell 223 has a cell phone. They would have fucked and jammed them up, and I would have been good. I would have went straight to my TV and watching whatever. But I mean, I've never believed in being the cause of somebody's downfall, bro. And I don't say that because I'm a high horse or nothing. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me, bro. I've went to jail because of a snitch, bro. They told on me, So, at the time, as far as my mentality back then, now I got nothing against the dude that told on me, bro. I don't care no more. I'm on a different path, bro. So to answer your question, my channel is about uh, 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 a complete transformation, bro, into being a civilian and a citizen, bro. That's the way. That's the best way I could put it. In my mind and in my heart, I'm a civilian, bro, just like anybody else.
I
The
like that.
street
I like
code,
that.
the, the street code, the prison code does not dictate my life, bro. No longer. I did it so hard and so true for so long that I don't know anybody anything. And like I told you, Flox, can nobody take away the time that you did? And I was talking to my homie. He has a lifer group. He has a lifer group called Life After Life, bro. And he does Zoom meetings. And this is an individual that was in there for 2 murders, did 20 something years. He had just done a stabbing 3 to 4 years before he went aboard, and he got out. So and even after he checked in and went to the other side, he still kept stabbing dudes and doing the thing. So the mentality doesn't change sometimes, bro. It takes years. But he's a changed man. He's on the same trip that we are. I'm connected with a lot of individuals. Like I said, this started. So by the time I left, I checked in. When I hit D yard, I already knew what my mission was. It's something that I already wanted to do that I wasn't allowed to do on the main line. You can't preach on the main line on these groups and NA and all that reform or the gang is not worth it or this is not worth it and expose the senores for what they are. You can't do that on the main line, bro. But in my mind, I already knew all this. So I still wasn't on some exposure shit because they know themselves. You're a grown ass man. You know what they're doing. So my message was always, I was a chairman for the NAAA groups, and they ain't no big chairman. That's just a big title. It really isn't shit. You sitting in a class with like 10 dudes and you're talking about the 12 steps, right? And in that class, we really wouldn't, I would try to use the 12 steps to a certain extent, but I mean, I'm not an NA expert. So I just made it about reform, addiction, just trying to highlight all the things that led us to being part of the gang, bro, and how we're addicted to the gang lifestyle and we're addicted to drugs at the same time, bro. So I did that for 2 to 3 years, and I got out. Like I said, I'm connected with these individuals, and I decided it was just time, bro, to support fellas like you. I checked you guys out. I checked obviously Tony and a couple other channels. I do dubs, and I listened for a while. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm about ready. To support you fellas and to support the message. And I already know that dudes are gonna troll. They're gonna say what they say, bro. I really don't care. It doesn't matter because in my heart, bro, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in it no more. So you can call me whatever you want. I know that my life now is as a family man. I'm a married man with 3 children, 4 children actually, 3 that live with me, and that's my life, bro. That's mine. That's my priority right there. And I'm sure you guys could understand, bro. You guys are grown men, bro. You guys know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. And the
Hey,
majority, if not all the individuals listen, they know this.
hey, you know what's cool, man? Is all the time when I'm trying to say my message about how gangs are going to lead you only a couple places and none of them are positive, that I tell everybody, I can only speak through my experience, which was being, an NF member. However,
Yeah,
I guarantee everybody out there, any one of these groups are going to be the same. And when you touched earlier how you seen the favoritism and the betrayal and this and that, and it's only going to give you this and this and this is the message I've been trying to push. It's like people are like, well, how do you know about that? Because of experience, man, because of knowing how these groups operate. We're all basically the same. We might have a few minor little tweaks in how we conduct our business and our chains of command or lack thereof. But at the
yeah,
end of the day, it's all about one thing. It's all about dollars and it's a popularity contest. That's That's all it is. And like you said, what really stood out to me in this interview was you could do your time perfectly and still end up on the list
Yeah.
because of the bullshit things that happen, bro. And
Yeah.
like I tell my viewers, man, it doesn't matter if you're from the north, the south, the NF, the M8, the AB. Your worst enemy is your own people 90% of the time. Don't get me wrong, you get into it with other people. But as far as the treachery and the ways you get hit that you don't see coming, and I'm not talking about with a piece, I'm just talking about your bumps and trials and tribulations throughout your time as a gang member. That when you
Yeah.
get blindsided, it's going to be by your own people. And a lot of times it's not going to be your fault because you followed the program to a T. You just weren't part of the agenda. You weren't part of
Yeah.
the
You weren't
right
part of the
team
plan
who
no
had
more, bro. You
power.
were in the way. You were in the way. That's all. Mhm.
North,
Yep.
South, big homie, it don't matter, bro. And that's going to be the same in Arizona. It's going to be the same in Texas. It's no matter what it is, bro. You're going to run afoul, and it's not necessarily always your fault.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
And
you
that's
know
a
what,
huge.
man?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's universal, bro. It's humanity. It happens in every country, and it's those algorithms of being a human being, bro. You know, there's good and there's bad. But yeah,
Most definitely. Well, this was an excellent interview, bro. This was really a good one, man. I look forward to the content that you bring in, man. Most definitely can tell that you well seasoned, well versed, Sureno. You know what I mean,
No
in
doubt.
your past,
likewise, bro.
but you
Likewise to you
have a
fellas
message,
too.
bro. And I look forward to seeing you push your channel, man, and the content that you bring. And you're going to be like us, man. You're going to get better.
Yeah, yeah, and
You know what
we're
I'm
hey,
saying?
like I said,
You're going to learn
we
all the
feed off
tricks and
each
stuff,
other.
man. But
I
everybody
support
out
you
there,
guys. Yeah,
yeah,
I
most
got in
definitely.
this before anything too. Like I tell my people on there, I got more than enough individuals to interview, like you guys do, and like Tony does and all that, Obviously, there's gonna be. I'm always gonna do videos like you guys as well. We're always gonna have topics. We're gonna have always gonna have the thinking aspect to it. The message, the tales of caution. And
Yeah,
soon I'm gonna have my first interview. I've already lined it up. You know how it is. You got to coordinate and do all that, and it's a good one. Actually, the dude's he's a northerner, a dropout northerner, ex-northerner. He's still locked up. Been in there 26 years. Good dude. I spent a lot of time with him on D-Yard and a lot of conversations with this dude. And so that's probably the first one I'm gonna have. Then one of my boys, and then I'll go on like you guys. But that's just a little synopsis of what I got coming.
yeah.
On my
We'll,
channel.
we'll jump on we'll jump on your channel as well, brother. You know what I mean?
All right,
Hey, one
sounds good.
last thing that I always ask somebody who's experienced both sides, the GP and the other kinds of yards. What's more treacherous, bro? Are those other yards as bad as people say? They say they're crazy.
Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with D-Yard was set up in a way that was um, beneficial to the homies that were dropouts but weren't gang members. 1 through 4 block was just dropouts, and they had rapists and shit like that. But on the 180, bro, there was very few of them that were there, and the ones that were there, they wouldn't come out their cell. They wouldn't come out their cell at all, bro. So unless you waited for the door to crack or you stood in front of the door and try to get a crack, but the tower has your picture. They ain't stupid, and they know who's there for what. So it was really hard to get into their cell. Not that I would have done something to them. Like I said, I don't. That's them. That's their issues. Obviously, we all feel about child molesters and rapists the way we're all gonna feel. That's the
Yeah,
world, bro. But that was the regular dropouts. 5 and 6 block were the all the prison gangs that you could think of. From the two fires to the rioters and all them dudes. And then 7 and 8 block was it used to be the THU, the dropout thing, the step down program. But then they changed it to what's that shit called when they take all your shit away? C status. It
yeah,
was all C status and the fuck ups. So that's what it was. So but when you go up to the program office and education, yeah, you commingle with the gang members and all that. So they don't have you completely segregated. Or when you go behind the wall to the classes back there or PIA or anything like that, you definitely run into them dudes. But for the most part, when we're on yard, we just have to worry about the different crews. So let me to answer your question. Uh, yes, it's a lot more active than the GP side because the GP side everything's calculated, bro. If you see somebody getting got, it's because they owed money, they fucked up for whatever reason. On the other side, you got pockets of dudes that have their boys. You know, you go. So let me give you an example. It was three of us. It was me and two dudes. We were on a positive trip. You know, one of my boys from San Diego and another individual. Uh, uh, um, so we're going to other programs, other groups, doing all the positive stuff. But we banded together and we let that be known as far in our posture, not in words, in our posture, and nobody was gonna fuck with us, bro. You know. So over there is there was this dude from 18th Street that had a gang of like 10 dudes, you know, and he was selling drugs. That was his crew, and a lot of people were scared of him. And then there was this other dude that had like 10 dudes as well, slanging. So you got your pockets of little cliques, you know. They didn't start no gang because them dudes don't believe in gangs either. You know, they look at the gang members like, you know, you guys already know.
Right.
And that's not to disrespect them dudes. It's just a different opinion, bro. It's just a different state of mind, you know.
Yeah.
As far as you drop off from one gang, you know, and all that stuff, good stuff, you know. Everybody's gonna have their rationalizations, you know. But anyways, so it was a free for all in that sense. You could fight with anybody, bro, and that's the thing I liked about it. You know, I got in two fights while I was there, you know, and it was one of those situations where the dude tried to say something stupid to me, bro, and I let it go a few times, but I knew I couldn't let it go a third time, you know, because there's other dudes listening and they're just like, okay, bro, let's go, let's get this out the way. It was one of those things, and I did twice. One-on-one fights, signed a marriage condo, back on the yard, we were good, you know. So yeah, but the other dudes they get in battles. They get in battles of 5 against 5 or 8 against 4, whatever, what numbers, depending on who's out in the yard and who's not. The gang members are over there politicking. They're politicking like they're on the mainland, bro. They got rules. They got dudes getting removing dudes, going at it with each other, depending on the case. You know, just pretend like you're on the mainland. That's how the dudes are politicking. You know, because they came from where the mainline's from, so they just inserted the same politics, right? I'm not too familiar with the gang members' code and all that, so I really could. I'm not too familiar. Shit, I'm not familiar at all, bro. Honestly, I don't know any of their policies. Didn't care to ask any of them because you see, got dudes on the lower side that they recruit, and you sit in class with them, and I heard it. I heard these dudes talking like, yeah, 2-5, this and that, and running down the program, you know. Once you start talking about gang stuff to me, I stop listening. I don't care no more, bro. You're not gonna teach me anything, you know.
Yeah.
I don't care about it anymore, you know. So that's why I don't really, you know, I'm not really too up on game on their actual reglas or anything like that. But I know that they're similar to the Surenos and with some differences. As far as just a few things I caught. But yeah, bro, it's a lot more dangerous in that sense where you're your own man, bro. You're your own man on that side. You don't got nobody to answer to unless you get into it with one of the gang members. If you're not a gang member, bro, and you get into one of them gang members, you're green lighted until they decide you're not green lighted no more. So that's why you got to be careful, and that's why I said I was blessed that they had us separated from blocks and yard on the lower yard, because before they dudes were all mingled everywhere, and from what I heard, they were picking on dudes, extorting dudes, blackmailing dudes. So it's a lot more on these other yards, bro. It's a lot more dangerous, bro. It's how prison used to be before the organizations took over and started protecting each other and shit like that, bro. I seen when I first got there, I seen 3 dudes get their necks sliced open, just in the first couple of weeks that I was there, you know. And then I seen my one of my neighbors. He was from IE. He was an ex Sureno. He wasn't a gang member, nothing. Him and his cell, he was a white boy. Um, they ended up taking out this other dude, was a child molester. They damn near killed him, boy. They fucking butchered him. We were coming out of the block, and this dude just started going to him, bro. They hurt this dude, and you know sometimes the tower takes a long time to look, you know, and they damn near butchered this dude, man. So you could do whatever you want on that side, basically. That's my point. So yeah, it's a lot more dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
And that's not to glorify the S and Y side, bro. I just speaking facts,
Facts.
bro. You know,
Yeah.
both side is nonsense, bro. You know, violence is no bueno, you know. But that's just how it is, bro. That's the reality of it, you know. But you know, I trip out because on the main line, I don't know if these dudes are trying to compete now or no, whatever. They feel freaking like they're freaking losing freaking credibility, but they're starting to kill a lot of dudes on the main lines, bro. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it seems like the senoras are getting
That's
tired of that shit. Yeah,
yeah. I've been noticing that too. And the
yeah,
cell doesn't matter where it's at, huh?
yeah. I
Anyways,
knew
man.
that dude. That dude, I know you guys seen Tony's channel. That dude that killed his Sally, that picture he has up there. The dude with the tat
Mhm.
right here. I used to see that dude every day on AR. I used to see him every day, bro. I think it was Scrappy. His name was Scrappy. You know, I never really talked to him, but you know, you see the same individuals in your section every day. No, so yeah, I tripped out. I was like, damn, that fool's dead. Hey, you want to still be on the mainland? That's on you, bro. But the SNY ain't much better. But yeah, that's to answer your question, you know.
Appreciate it.
What
Appreciate it.
you guys heard it, man? A Prisoner's Awakening. Please subscribe to his channel. Check him out, man.
Yeah, hopefully we could get him on one of our lives. One time he'll jump in and holler at you guys. But yeah, check him out, Prisoners Awakening. We appreciate you very much for taking your time to do this, and we will return the favor whenever you need us to, man. Everybody out there, YouTube, appreciate y'all.
Likewise,
Leave some comments. Maybe he'll jump in there if you got a question. Maybe he'll answer one. You never know. Have a good day. I'll probably be on the live about 7 p.m. Pacific time. Until then, be easy, gentlemen and
and
ladies.
my best wishes to everyone.